All right, I think we finally got it working here. See if I can open the YouTube chat on my phone. Yes. Yeah, I tried the first video I tried to make today, I called it How to Skrillex in Serum 2, JK lol, and like, I think instant karma just ruined like two of my attempts to make this tutorial in a row. So I'm gonna blaze through this explanation here because I just explained it twice already. But at least I have it built now, so. Okay, so let me illustrate the problem first, and then we'll come back to this preset I'm gonna make. So if I get, so here, the goal is to be able to send one of these notes to make one of these notes reverb out over the rest of the notes without reverbing the rest of the notes, right? So typically, a lot of times when I'm automating reverb, I just automate the dry wet. So that sounds like this. I'll give you like, this is a general like, this is like, I do this a lot of times on stuff. Let's see. Or like have it ring out like that. Or like, yeah, in intros, a lot of times I'll do this to like most stuff, risers, all kinds of stuff. Which is a great effect. But if we try to use this technique to send one of these notes to the reverb, it's just not going to work. Because I can send this note, say, to the reverb. It sounds kind of cool because it's cut off by the dry note, but as soon as I lengthen this, more of these notes are going to get into that reverb. See, it's not going to be a solution here. So what you want to do is you want to take the reverb, you want to make it fully wet and create a dry wet rack. And these are parallel chains. And then before the reverb, you want to put a utility. Let's take the utility and let's automate it to only allow this note into the reverb. Like so. And now only this note is going to get into this reverb, but it's going to be allowed to ring out. You can turn the decay up more even, size up more, pre-delay up more. So now you're going to hear this reverb over the rest of the notes, but none of the other notes will have reverb. So, you know, you can use this to add reverb to just specific notes like this, which is really cool. So you can do the same thing with delays. So let's duplicate this chain. I'll delete the automation. And then instead of a reverb, let's use a delay. So I'll get roar out because roar has a delay in it. And now let's add delay just to this end section. But then these notes will still delay out over the rest of this loop once it circles back around. But we want to take this, put it on synced. Oops. I gotta close the info view. So put this delay time value, it might be covered up by my face, but at synced, and then turn the amount up. This filter affects it a lot. And if you turn the amount up, it'll affect it a lot. So let's see how that sounds. Let's get a slower reverb, or a slower delay. Nice. So let's hear how that sounds. I didn't have it on looping. So this works with all effects. You can send the volume in and then automate the volume to be silent again. And that will give you more options than only using a dry wet automation or only automating the gain of an effect to come in and out after the effect is applied. So I built this in Snapheap. This is usually what I use. I use this thing literally constantly. And I have a reverb send macro here, modulating the gain to go up and down, going into a delay and a convolution reverb, which is then being low passed and high passed. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, marked. This is an important part of this, is you have to turn it onto parallel bus A and B. That way the dry signal can get through. You can also just mix it in right here because this mixer is post this channel. So, I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. It's the same exact thing. I don't like this mixing knob because as you turn it all the way down, it turns your dry signal down. It turns the dry signal down as you bring the mix up. And if you compare that to having full control over each with their own knobs, I feel like that's a better option. You could even macro up this one and call it reverb gain. And then you have a gain knob. So let's turn that up. We don't want it to go too high though, like maybe around there. So yeah, I just like this system more than most other systems, but you can do this in Serum effects too. Super chill. So yeah, let's get our show automation. So you can see I've automated those top high notes to have the send. I just had an idea. It could be cool to pitch shift everything down an octave before. So let's get a pitch shifter. Let's go down an octave. And let's increase the grain size. Let's see how that sounds. It sounds really cool at the fifth, playing the fifth. That sounds pretty cool. So let's the reason I like to do it in here is just because you can keep building on the rack and make so much stuff go on. So you can get your audio follower and you can put another gain. And then you could say modulate this by negative 50%. 46% by all of the dry notes that are coming in. So now the reverb that is only affecting one of the notes will still be sidechained out of the way of all the other notes and pump in the background. So I'm going to duplicate this rack, delete the automation, and then let's create a different effect here. So let's get one of the weird delay convolution impulses, and let's do like a different note. Let's do the low note, because that's the root. So we want that to be 100 just for that note. And then let's get that on each of these. And then maybe both of these last ones. Let's see how that sounds. Got to get rid of the pitch shifter. So I got rid of the pitch shifter in there. I have my voice sidechained out of the dry signal, or I have my voice sidechained out of the way of the Ableton, so if my voice is getting cut off by the tails, I'm just going to have this gate here so that I can turn it on and get rid of everything. So that's sounding cool. Let's put a reverb on the end too, and let's just combine these. So let's combine the two techniques. So let's have it come in from being reverbed. And a trick with this is I don't like at this point I don't find that automating the dry wet on stuff sounds as good as keeping the dry signal fully clean and then layering the reverb on top like this. So let's get our utility, the world's most used plugin in the whole universe. And this is the setup. And then, or you can just automate the chain volume too. That's a nice way to go. Let's have the reverb do something like this. Sorry, I didn't realize that the dry wet was still all the way down on that reverb. I like using the macro so that I still have another overall gain control here on the reverb. So let's turn the chain volume down. And the added benefit of this style of reverb automation is that I can low pass on the way in. And listen to how this changes the reverb. It's going to make the reverb a lot smoother and less crazy in the high frequencies. That's another cool thing you can do too. I'm just gonna map this to, there we go. Okay, so you can boost peaks going into the reverb, and it creates these really nice like new overtones. Like, see how I have that new overtone carrying through? You can like automate. You can automate the cue here, the resonance, you know, and then have it like come back into. And then just starting to modulate that filter going into the reverb, you can get some nice results. And it sounds, I find it sounds less artificial sometimes than doing it after the reverb. But doing it after the reverb's cool too. Wow, I'm ending up liking this way more than I thought I would, just off like a demo or whatever. But I find a lot of times I make really good stuff when I'm on under pressure. But anyways, so this is the song that I added the reverb throw to, and it's this bass right here. So here when it goes wah, it reverb throws, and so we're using that technique here. And I thought this could be cool on this as well. So let's go over here and use this rack here. I'll just delete the automation. And then I thought on this first note, it'd be cool to have a little bit of this. Just on that first one. So where it gets long, I think it could be cool to have that sent to the reverb like this. Hear how it's nice how the timbre of that note carries over, even though these others have such a different timbre. So if you want to hear the whole beat now, this is where it's at. It's just like a 16 bar loop or whatever. So I just decreased the size of that reverb a little bit, and I'm adding a little more automation because I like how this sounds. Sheesh, this thing's a banger. Yeah, I'm going to get back to this with another tutorial, but that's going to be on how to sidechain your other basses out of the way of the 808. I just wanted to show you that, though, right here as well. So I have the main basses, which are all in this group, bass chops, and these are all samples. It's actually all the same sample in samplers, and I've showed this technique before. You just throw a long sample in samplers and like create phrases that way. So that's what all those are. Then you see I have here on the Snapheap group, look what's happening with this high pass filter every time the 808 hits. So see, the gain of those two 808s, the second long 808, it's crushing it so much more. So I'm going to create a macro control that turns this down. So let's go bipolar, and let's modulate the release so I can turn the release down. And let's also modulate the gain so that I can turn the gain down. And that will make it a tighter envelope follower. So env fall time. And now look, we can turn this up and down. I right-clicked to make this bipolar, by the way. And I liked that we're modulating the Q too. I'm just using that Q to make up for some of the lack of sub in those basses. So let's modulate the time down for the second section here. Okay, so that's that tutorial. Wow, it only took me 3 tries. So yeah, thanks for watching, homies. Dang. Thanks for the Patreon sub, dude. Today I'm gonna be posting some of these presets. I want to make cause I can show you I've been working on some of these presets for a while, but it's some of them are a little rough still. But if I pull up a Snapheap, a lot of these I'm gonna put in the Patreon, and these are getting crazy. Some of these, I have this crazy Doppler effect, this thing, and listen to what this thing sounds like just on the master here. That one's fun. I've got a bunch of these crazy glitch racks. Check this out. That one sounds better on breaks. It doesn't sound that great on this, but let's see. So yeah, that one's crazy. Look how many LFOs. There's like 20 LFOs. This one has a glitch out knob on it, so you can automate it. So yeah, those are some fun little like glitch effects. You know, we got some reverbs that I made that are like side-chained reverbs. I guess I should show you this not on like the master of a track, but so see, these reverbs come with a bunch of nice macros like duck length, duck depth, yeah, so there's some reverbs. Love this rack, the triple and quadruple disperser rack. So let's show you the 4. And then check this out. I made one that has a bunch of like macros, and this is the one I like using the most. It has these random modulation macros built in. So that's random amount. It sounds so weird. And then random cutoff too. But yeah, you can get a lot of weird little like tape warbly lasery sounds out of that one. Man, I need more Snapheap presets though. I need to make more. The washouts are useful. So it just like brings in a reverb. You can really customize these with the remap like ramps. I think I'm doing a bunch of like remap ramps. Utility, the sidechain presets. But I mainly want to work on more glitch presets. Oh, these auto pans are fun. So this like comes in and out, but you could like change the LFOs. Or let's see how it sounds all the way on. And these sound really cool on like hi-hats and stuff. But yeah, presets coming soon to the Patreon, and I am being working on some Serum presets for Serum 2. Did you guys get Serum 2 yet? It's the free update. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, was the OBS still in the way there? Serum 2 yet? Free update. You can really customize these with the remap. Nice. You're thinking of I think I'm doing a bunch of like remap. You're thinking of getting Faceplant. Faceplant's amazing, dude. It really is. Especially I like Snapheap a lot and like Multipass. They're really great plugins. Let's see how this melody, I have no idea if this is gonna fit this song, but let's just see how this goes.
Whoa, whoa! Come in, Mr. DJ! Come in, Mr. Want me to kill that song, boy?
Perfect. Perfect.
Mix internet. Mix.
The music just.
The Wall Crew.
Kind of works, actually. Ooh, let's try the Noah the Boy kick right here. All right, let's make a third 808. Okay, that's enough for the stream, I think. Let me check back in with the chat here in a sec. Let's record it from the top. I think it's hilarious. Matthew G just said in the chat, uh, I have dollar store brand earbuds. I would not say that these are actually for sale on at the dollar store. These are like, let me show you. Make sure this is in the video. But these are like, these cost me $40 and they're dual driver and they sound a lot better than like most earbuds I've tried. I just got the clear ones, but you can see there's maybe it is just one driver. No, it's dual. And these are the fucking loudest thing I've ever found. Like I have it up to like 4 notches on my laptop and it's loud enough. And I've never had that with any other earbuds. Like I could like literally deafen myself. Like they're like designed to be like way too loud. Like but they're in ear like just corded dual driver earbuds. But they're not dollar store quality. They're like basically they were like $40. So I definitely like I wouldn't say they're like hi-fi, you know. But I will say they sound better than the AirPods. But no, I have a decent monitoring situation. I have speakers. I have Adams A7s and the sub, 8-inch sub or whatever. And that's been plenty good for me so far. I'm not like... I've literally written some of my favorite tracks on laptop speakers, like outside with a road going, like smoking a fucking... Like, it's about catching a vibe. Sometimes you want that lower quality for some reason, or I do at least. So it's kind of weird. Don't worry about your monitoring too much. Just do the car test and try to get as best a car system as you can. And try to test it like on big systems and stuff. See what happens. Yeah, like I feel like this is not going to pass the car test so far because those basses. This is why I print stuff, because like you can really see the dynamics. This is very dynamic. And like this whole section of drop, you can clearly see like these basses can come up. But yeah, that's the stream for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you guys. Matthew G, Flying Butthole, Twice Killa, Total Camry. I like that one. Damn. Moody Man 63. Motherfuckers. You guys have some hilarious YouTube handles. I like it. This is god dang. I gotta be able to like adjust this crop. Here, I gotta crop my face. Alrighty. Big up, big up, big up. Thanks for watching. Check out the Patreon. There's gonna be presets on there. I'm gonna be like doubling my efforts because I literally am unemployed, without unemployment, and I'm struggling monetarily right now, hardcore, and I'm applying to a bunch of just shit jobs. So anything you guys could do to support, I much appreciate. I do this shit out the love. I've always done this shit out of love. I've always made beats and music just purely like I've never really, tried to monetize it too much, but I'm trying to do it a little bit now. So Serum 2 presets coming. Serum 2 is cracked. I'm going to be making some crazy shit with this. I've already been making some crazy shit with the spectral oscillator. So, yeah, it's a great synth. I'd say if you have Serum 2, like, you can apply everything pretty much that I do in Phase Plant to Serum 2, pretty much. And it's more than enough synth for like a lifetime. So don't feel like you have to buy Phase Plant, but when they dropped the new plugins like filter table and stuff, I had to resubscribe to Kill Hearts because I'm broke as hell. So I didn't buy it all at once. I subscribed to Kill Hearts for like 2 years to buy all their stuff. But then they released new stuff, so I had to resubscribe. So now I'm locked into another $20 a month cycle with them till I like pay off those plugins, I guess. Or I'm not. It's interesting how their model works, but it does make it affordable. So like for $20 a month or whatever, you can just get everything. And I've been doing that for like 3-4 years now. It's totally worth it. And I had a year there where like I had paid it off, so I canceled my subscription and they gave me the license, and yeah, so. But now I'm renting to own to just cover like the filter table and whatnot. But yeah, big up, much love. Can't live without the filter table. We're gonna get into how I made these basses in I think the next one, and it involved the filter table for all those like chuggy Reese basses in this beat. So we're gonna go deeper into this beat, but I gotta take a break. So appreciate you guys.